We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning, Northeast Mississippi. This is Newsbreak for Wednesday, June 7th. I'm Brad Locke. Thanks for joining us. Newsbreak comes to you each weekday at 7 a.m. You can watch it on djournal.com, Facebook, YouTube, or the Daily Journal's mobile apps for Apple and Android devices. Going to take a quick look at news, sports, and weather for Northeast Mississippi. Let's start with the weather forecast. Looks like we finally got all that rain behind us. Mostly sunny skies today, high of 81, low of 57, 0% chance of rain. The 3-day outlook, Thursday, mostly sunny again, high of 78, low of 57, 10% chance of rain. Clear skies on Friday with a high of 82, low of 61, 10% chance of rain. Saturday warming up a bit, mostly sunny with a high of 88 and a low of 65, just a 10% chance of rain. Let's take a look now at some of the top stories from the Daily Journal and djournal.com on this Wednesday. The Tupelo City Council will remain the same for the next 4 years, although Mike Bryan had to sweat out a close race in Ward 6. Bryan won his 4th term, staving off a strong effort by Casey Grist with a 15-vote victory, 450 to 435. Also winning re-election Tuesday were Travis Beard in Ward 3, Nettie Davis in Ward 4, and Buddy Palmer in Ward 5. The other 3 council seats were decided during the primary last month. There are also several municipal races in Lee County. One of those was the Verona mayor's race, where Bobby Williams returned to office by defeating incumbent Robert Trice by a vote of 287 to 219. Williams served as mayor for 3 consecutive terms before losing to Trice in 2013. In Plantersville, 2-term Mayor Gloria Holland was unseated by Shelton Shannon, who had a 25-vote margin of victory. And meanwhile, outside of Lee County in Smithville, Mayor Greg Kennedy lost narrowly in his bid for a 5th term. Earl Wayne Cowley won by a mere 3 votes, with a final count of 80 to 77. A proposed $50 million development in Tupelo will feature a senior living community, restaurants, and retail stores. The project encompasses about 28 acres stretching from the west side of North Gloucester Street toward Legion Lake. Bruce Patel, the CEO of Tupelo-based Fusion Hospitality, is the author of the plan. The proposal initially calls for an $18 million investment in a senior living facility called Pinnacle Point of Tupelo. Pinnacle Point will be a 100-unit community in what Patel called a resort-style environment. It will feature a bistro, chapel, on-site spa and salon, and an outpatient rehabilitation center. The 1- and 2-story building complex will be 85,000 to 100,000 square feet. There will also be about 32 one-story cottages at around 1,600 square feet each. The plan also calls for 2 retail centers, about 14,500 square feet apiece, and a pair of 2-acre outparcel lots geared toward restaurants. Patel said he hopes to have the project completed within 14 to 16 months once work begins, which gives him a target date of late 2018. Summer is a time of learning for several area school nurses. More than 24 of them spent the day Tuesday at the School Nurse Conference at North Mississippi Medical Center in Tupelo. There, the nurses brushed up on diabetes, heart disease, and building enthusiasm for vegetables. Continuing education such as this is essential for school nurses because medical knowledge evolves so quickly. Oklahoma school nurse Melissa McCoy said the conference is a great way to keep up with trends in the field. Tupelo family physician Dr. Ed Hill, former president of the American Medical Association, encouraged the nurses to be advocates for comprehensive health education in their schools. Hill said students need about 50 hours of health education per year to build good habits and health literacy. Healthy habits and good decisions can help young people avoid several preventable health behaviors, including abuse, obesity, tobacco use, and suicide. And in sports, Ole Miss says it works hard to obey NCAA rules and stands by football coach Hugh Freeze amid NCAA allegations of wrongdoing. On Tuesday, the school released its response to a 2nd round of allegations that were unveiled in February. The Ole Miss football program stands charged with 21 total violations by the NCAA. Within Tuesday's 125-page response is a strongly worded support for Freeze, saying he was proactive in educating and training his staff on NCAA legislation. Ole Miss also denied that persons acting in the school's interest gave as much as $15,600 to a recruit who eventually signed elsewhere. That recruit is widely believed to be Mississippi State linebacker Leo Lewis. Ole Miss claims contradictions and inconsistencies in testimony given to the NCAA enforcement staff by who the response calls Student Athlete 39. The school did admit that former staff member Barney Ferrer initiated contact between Lewis and two boosters, but denies payments were made to the recruit. Later this summer, the NCAA will respond to the school as the investigation nears a hearing before the NCAA's Committee on Infractions. That does it for Newsbreak for this Wednesday. We do want to remind you to check out a couple of the podcasts we produce here at the Daily Journal, The Memo, all things Northeast Mississippi news and entertainment, with myself and W. Derek Russell. Find new episodes every Wednesday and Friday in iTunes, your podcast apps, or at memo.djournal.com. And also every Wednesday, new episodes of Prep Rally, a high school sports podcast with myself and Gene Phelps. Find those episodes in iTunes, your podcast apps, or at preprally.djournal.com. All the stories I talked about today you can find in your Daily Journal or at djournal.com. Be sure to give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at djournal. Now, check us out on Facebook as well. That does it for Newsbreak on this Wednesday. I'm Brad Locke. We'll see you next time.